Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the second episode of my interesting and enthralling interview, not just a casual conversation with my great friend Munir. We in the previous episode started talking about his journey to India and where he studied in lovely professional university there in Punjab. Well, a lot of things were discussed which I'm not going to be unpacking, so just try as much as you can to watch our previous episode with him. But in this interview, we're going to talk more and more about Indian culture and their way of life and many other things related to that. And there are so many questions, unanswered questions. I mean, questions that will seem unanswered to us, which we are going to get the answers from him. Well, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Patoranki.
Thank you very much
for being on the show.
Yeah.
For coming back rather.
Yes.
All right. In our previous episode, we talked a lot about your first time in India, among other things like that, and your exam, your school. The irony of you passing English in India but failing it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now,
But that does not, don't exaggerate Nigeria.
oh come on, no, it's in Nigeria.
Let them not feel that they can speak English without the
No. A lot of people think that then the English spoken in Nigeria is much stronger than the one spoken.
It is the accent. I
Yeah, even the wording, even the
let's forget about
content,
that,
right?
because just
We're not doing an argument. All right, so let's talk about the way of life of the Indians.
Yeah.
Did you find it difficult to assimilate, to incorporate into the Indian culture and the people there?
No, because India is a secular country, right? So
No, they claim to be secular.
So because if I say no, then we have to start some argument.
No, fine. We're good to have arguments and debates here as long as they are reasonable and logical.
Okay, so let's just keep this aside. Let me just go on with it's a secular.
Secular.
Then later we can come back.
Okay.
You say
I
no,
will
why it's
counter it.
secular. Then I can tell you my experience that I can share about being secular or secular.
But when you say secular, what does that mean? Especially to those who don't know the term, the word secular.
Like they don't have any official religion, you know. So any religion is accepted there, is acceptable. You can practice your religion because there are some evil religions that a lot of people in the world don't know it. Like the people of Sikkim, there is a religion that they call Sanamhi. It's a religion, you know. So like India and Nepal is the country that have a lot of the most highest numbers of religion in the countries between India and Nepal. So you can call it a secular country.
So okay, but we have seen that most of the people ruling the country, especially now the BJP, which is the party ruling the India under Narendra Modi, Prime Minister. It seems like they're trying to make India more of a Hindi country, Hindi-centric country, something like that. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
I would like to share this with a lot of people in the world, because the people that have been offended with that is not an offense, because you have to take it back when India and Pakistan was together. You understand? So at that moment, there are a lot of issues that brought to the partition of India and Pakistan
In 1947.
Yes. Because it even resulted in a lot of massacre and things like that. People have died a lot because of that issue. So when India and Pakistan got divided, I don't think a Hindu guy can be a president in Pakistan.
Okay. So what's your point?
My point here is that when they divide the country, Pakistan was basically or more Islamic rules and laws, you understand? So the people who want to stay in Islamic, who wants to live under the Islamic umbrella, can move to Pakistan.
Okay, so Muslims from India migrated to Pakistan.
That's the highest number of migration in the world recorded. The migration between India to Pakistan and Pakistan to India, which along with there's a lot of fights in the border. Also, these people shifting, they will clash with the Muslims, they will fight. You understand? So a lot of people will not see their day tomorrow in Pakistan. They will die over here or in India. And a lot of people have stayed there in the refugee camps. A lot of Indian actors like Manoj Kumar was so popular. Disnambari, people know.
Oh, the guy of Disnambari.
He stayed there in a refugee camp. That is where he met some actors in school like that. That's but basically he's from Pakistan. Shifted to India. And you see like Amrish Puri, the
Amrish Puri Mogambo.
He's from Lahore, Pakistan. But he lives in Amritsar, India, Punjab, India. So that is how it is, depending on what you choose for your life. If you want to live in the Islamic umbrella, you go there. Pakistan. If you want to live in the Hindu, you can go to India. So if you wish to stay in India, Indians will say, okay, no problem, you can stay here. But our government, because you can say the government is the leader, is the head. You cannot be a minor, and you can be the president of the majority. Because this majority carries
the boat, as you guys say.
Okay,
in politics.
Then I don't see a problem. Is that clear for you?
So is it possible for a Muslim to have a particular political position in India?
Yes, because there is APJ Abdul Kalam, who is the former vice president of India and is very known because of his speeches.
Vice president or president?
Vice president.
Okay.
Because of his speech, you know, like the name say APJ Abdul Kalam, I think he got And Abdul Kalam, you can say he's the one of the most kind of eloquent people in Indian history.
So that's why this is proving your earlier statement that India is a secular country.
Definitely.
They don't care whether you're a Christian.
And I don't think in Pakistan you can see a vice president who is even a Hindu. I don't think so.
So let's not settle into an argument between India and Pakistan politics, something like that.
Like you see, even in Kashmir, the majority of people of Kashmir are Muslims. So still Kashmir is ruled by a Muslim governor. I think last when I was there, it is somebody like Umar Farooq, I think. Whether he is still or he left, I don't know.
But it's like the Indian government is exercising too much pressure and force in Kashmiri politics and Kashmiri affairs.
The other one can be so kind of personal. It's too personal between the president and the Muslims, and that we cannot. We don't have anything to say about, like say Indian. You can see president of India. And he's putting pressure because he's having some cases. I can remember there was a time when he was on a show.
Who?
Narendra Modi, because that time there was a time when he is minister of Gujarat, chief minister of Gujarat, like a kind of governor of that state. There was a massacre that happened
under his watch, and he didn't do anything.
And the interviewer was asking, "What are you going to say about that?" He was so aggressive, like, "Don't ask me this thing again."
Some people are even insinuating that the mob who initiated the attack, who carried out the attack, had some kind of political affiliation with the Modi.
It might be. It might be because former president, General Muhammad Abbas, right? He said any insurgency that lasts for 24 hours, the government has a hand in it. That is what Abbas said. Any insurgency that lasts for more than 24 hours. So we can say Narendra Modi is aware of what had happened.
And he didn't do anything.
Muslim in
Gujarat.
Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
Okay, so let's talk about this issue of farmers in India. There are many farmers in India farming, and I believe, do you know that India is one of the biggest countries that produce rice, right?
Punjab and Haryana particularly.
Punjab
and Haryana.
Okay, particularly. Okay, they are the major producers of rice in India. Okay, but unfortunately, we tend to see many farmers protesting against some rules that are related, some policies, government policies that are related to agriculture and farming system. Others even go ahead by committing suicide. Why is it? Do they have some strict rules?
Yeah, well, that I don't understand the policy very well, but all I can say about it, even though I studied in Punjab, where the majority of the farmers are there, but I think the rules is just that the government is trying to hijack a kind of autonomy. You understand? They want to hijack it, like the independency of the system, and it will be like the farmers are just going to be like the slaves, and the government is going to take the credit of that. You understand?
So
you can farm, you can make it, you can cultivate, unless it's the government that's going to take over it and sell it. You understand?
So that's why they commit suicide. They kill themselves.
They've been committing suicide for long, for the cases of loans and given by the government. Sometimes they will be given loans. And some people will mismanage it, or some people will come across some catastrophe or calamities, natural calamities that can destroy the farm or they can destroy the money. You know? So alas, they can't pay it, and the time for the payment recovery is just near. And if they can't make it, so they just decided to commit suicide.
So I understand that suicide cases in India are on the rise and they are common.
They are common.
A couple of years ago, one of the actresses that appear in this Amir Khan movie of 2009, Gajini, one of the actresses of the film, committed suicide. One of the actresses of yet another Amir Khan's movie, PK, one of the actors.
Actor,
oh yeah, of course, that guy.
The Muslim guy.
Yeah, the guy, the Pakistani guy. Even though I think he's Hindu, right? He also recently committed suicide. I think was it in 2019 or 2020.
Like
yeah, even the celebrities also are facing this issue of suicide. The suicide cases are common in India. Why?
There's lack of emotional intelligence, the ability to control their moods and emotions. You know, kind of something that deals with their fate. If you die, you will be rebirth. You know, you will resurrect again. You will come back into the world as another person or something like that.
That's what they believe?
They believe in that everything.
No, come on. I will hold you on to this. Like when somebody dies and they burn him, they cremate him. So they are expecting him, another mother, to give birth to him, or the same mother?
No, not the same. But he himself will come. Because there's a time I asked one of my friends, okay, since you believe in this, how many times are you going to come to this world? He said he don't know. Okay, you that I'm talking to like this, like I just tell him, you that I'm talking to like this, are you the number one or the second or the third one?
So how did he answer?
He was like, oh, how will I know? So since you can't know, why wouldn't you just believe in this current life you are living and, you know, just believe if you do good for good, you and your life, the last thing I can say you can believe is in the day of judgment.
Yeah.
Nothing like you come back to this world again and go back again and come back again. You know? And there is a belief that there is a time I wanted to give like I was going to give money to a beggar, and one guy told me not to. I told him why. He was like, these people that you are seeing, when they were in their early life, like not the current one. Yeah.
Early life,
like another life that they did earlier, maybe thousands years ago. They were rich people and they did not help people.
So they came back.
To
this life of ours as
poor people to test the consequence of.
So God is punishing them.
Yeah, God is punishing. I say, okay, now that I did not support people, what if I die? I will be like a person that did not
you come
people.
Back again?
Yeah, because me, I don't know which one am I now. I'm just seeing myself the one I'm talking about.
But you don't know whether you live.
Yeah, so if I did not do good. Didn't you think that I'm going to also be like these people in the next life coming?
So what was the answer?
It was like the God that created them and me knows that I did not neglect them because I just don't want to do good. You understand?
So because you want.
I want them to
feel the consequences, the punishment of the God. Oh my God, that's I don't know, it sounds weird, of course.
It's very weird, my brother.
Oh, okay, what about the similarities and differences between our culture and the Indian culture?
Well, the most similarity is just the kind of our dressing, and the cultures will be like, you know, you see some Indians, I can say they are shy sometimes, you know.
The ladies or the men?
Conservatives as well. Even the ladies, you see. What we are just seeing in a movie, I don't think it is reality. Or it is a culture of another state, not where I came from. Not where I studied. Studying in Punjab, the people of Punjab are so conservative. They are very shy. The ladies are very calm.
When you say conservative, you mean they follow the religion strictly?
Yeah.
By the book?
By the book, you know, and their lifestyle is, you know.
It's not liberal, it's not like they're copying the West?
Yeah, it's not that they're copying the West. They have their own culture and they follow it and they respect their family decisions and things like this, like that. Because there is a girl which she's my classmate, you understand? Then I was asking her, like, when are you going to marry? She said she will just get married, but she don't know. Maybe next year. I said, how you don't know? But I can see you got a boyfriend who's from Kashmir. She said, yeah, she's just dating a Kashmiri guy for the passage of time, but she knows that I'm not going to marry. I said, but why wouldn't you try? She said, because at the end of the day, it is an arranged marriage, which is kind of a common thing in their own system, in their own culture and tradition.
Do they accept?
So she might be like now she's in college with her boyfriend. She reached home today. She might get a call from her father Understand? She might be finding a guy like you sitting beside. She'll be like, this is the guy who is going to be
and she has
husband.
Next tomorrow. She has nothing to do. She's got nothing to do. She cannot protest.
She cannot protest.
But in the movies, we see that in some instances, the girls, the ladies, live with the boyfriends.
To elope with the boyfriend, right? To run away. That's just a movie.
But does it happen?
Yeah, it can.
Movies are a reflection of reality.
But we talk about majority as well.
Okay.
So always we can go with the majority. What I saw as a majority in the system is that if thousands of girls were been into an arranged marriage and 2 to 3 girls elope with their boyfriends, that we cannot take it as something which is very reasonable or something to cast that this Punjab is an arranged marriage location. So
and they're fine with that.
They're fine with that. Okay, the decision of their parents, and it's hardly you get a divorce in that kind of relationship.
Come on,
seriously. Even though
so she will force herself to love the person that she did not date when she was in college?
She will just force herself to love and for the respect of her own parents, So she will just, even the guy also will cheat. He will never cheat in the eyes of his wife. They respect their wives. The wives are they are the oga kwata of the house.
So they are the big bosses.
They are the big bosses. The husband will be giving money for every affairs of the house. It is the woman that is going to disburse the money into different components and how the money is going to be used.
You're sounding like an economist. Terminologist. Yeah, the disbursement of the yeah, of course, economy. That's great. Let's talk about this. I don't know. In any country, there are good guys and there are bad guys.
Definitely.
Some people have this, I don't know, understanding or misunderstanding or misconception that there are bad guys in India. What would you say about that?
Well, like you say, in every location, there is bad people and there's good people. But what matters is that it is the people that negatively affect people or positively affect people.
What does that mean?
It means that if I'm in I'm a Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
I study in India. I got a landlord in Punjab. It's my landlord. I've never hold his dues for rent, So I became a kind of sample to population. Whenever you see a Nigerian, from where you come, Nigerians are good people. I had a tenant called Munir. He's a very nice person. I will give you my house. This is Zambian. Maybe a Zambian guy live with the guy, but he ran away with some money dues, No, this is Zambian. I will not give Zambian my house because last time one Zambian ran away with my money. Matthew is a bad guy. You know Munir? Yes, Munir is my friend. He stayed in my house for like 5 years.
So this generalization
happens. And there is a kind of a place where if you're a Nigerian, they will not even look at you because a Nigerian before you has casted you negatively.
Wow, they did some terrible things.
Yes.
Wow, that's India.
That is India. So even in India, that is how they are. It is just like if I, a Nigerian, that guy had a kind of bad impression about me. He got a bad, what am I going to say, knowledge, I can say, yes. So he will not believe Nigerians anymore.
So it's just
that is a kind of local way of judging people. They are using a kind of.
So okay, it's just the same like after the partition of India and Pakistan. We see in the movies now that Pakistanis are depicted as terrorists, are depicted as the bad guys in most of the Bollywood films. Is it the same thing in reality? Have you ever met any Pakistani in India, and how are they treated? How are they being treated there?
No, I've never met a Pakistani, but I can say, let me just use Afghan in this kind of sense.
Okay. People of Afghanistan.
Because if you are an Indian, it's very, very hard for you to go and study in India. It's very, very hard if you're an Indian to study in Pakistan. And if you're a Pakistani, it's very, very hard for you not even to study to come into India. You have to follow some. See, it can even affect your passport. In olden days, like I know if I'm in an Indian embassy, they turn to my passport pages and they saw that I was once upon a time in Pakistan, they would be like, this guy, what did he went for Pakistan to do?
Probably issues.
Probably he's trying to come to India to get some. You understand?
Yeah.
So they might reject you.
Okay. But
Afghanis are some kind of people whom the world has a kind of a show up to the world that they are also a terrorist.
Oh.
You understand? You got that?
Yeah. That was a prior misunderstanding and misconception.
Yes, because
of the Taliban stuff.
Yes. Same like in Pakistan, it's also Taliban stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So if you talk to, like now in America, just like in India, they're having issues with Pakistan. In America, they're having issues with Afghanistan.
Okay.
With Afghanistan, because particularly because a lot of
9/11
terrorists and things like this, like that. So
even though it was not Afghanistan that perpetrated the 9/11 attack.
Yes.
The only thing that happened was like Afghanistan gave Osama bin Laden safe haven,
like asylum,
something like that, so for him to stay.
Yes. So this kind of method of judgment is common everywhere, because even though if it is not because of America, they use their own system, their own knowledge is different. With Indians are just using the local method of judging people, sample to population. I can come the only good person out of the 1,000 of the people, and I will give them good impression, and they will believe the millions of the bad people, and they can fix them up. You understand? So in Afghanistan, we saw that we just think Afghanistan, they are fighters, they are, they are bad people. Even I'm a Muslim, they are Muslims. But the way the media shows Afghanistan in our own own media, you understand? So Afghanistan is not a peaceful place to go. Afghanistan are not so peaceful. That is why. But fortunately, I can say the thing that made me to be so surprised that I can't forget about this experience is meeting an Afghan.
Meeting an Afghan.
Yes,
how did the encounter between you and the Afghan guy?
I never had good friends that I totally believe in them 100% like Afghani people. I trust them I trust them more than the way I trust the Hausa people.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm going to use that sample to population.
So they were very good practicing Muslims.
Very good practicing Muslims, and they show love and brotherhood for one another.
Yeah, that's good.
They are so united, not to only Afghans, but to the whole Muslims community.
So if that is the case, then you, at that time or from that moment, you stopped thinking that Afghanistan is a hub for terrorists?
I stopped, and I will never think of that again. And I choose Afghanis as my friends forever, my brothers.
Yeah.
I hope they will see it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're gonna have to send them the link, the YouTube link, so that they could watch.
Definitely.
Did you have a girlfriend in India?
Well, I got.
Okay. Are you still together?
No, she was also married.
Was she Indian?
Pure Punjabi girl.
Okay, Punjabi girl.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Punjab is in India.
Did you attend her wedding?
When I say pure, she come from a caste which is very known and respected, Jat.
Did you attend the wedding?
No, I did not attend the wedding.
Did the wedding happen after you left India, or
it happens when I was in India, 2018, early 18.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You sound emotional when you're talking about it.
Yeah. I think we are even trying to distract this show. I'm just thinking.
No, that's great. Okay, let's now have a kind of joke.
Oh my God.
The way the Indians speak English is really appealing to me. I like it. It's interesting. Sometimes I have to tease when I'm teasing my students. I have to say, "Hey, hi guys, my name is Umar Isar Dandago, and I am happy to stand in front of you." Do I have the accent?
Yes. So because the main thing is the Asian era.
Oh,
the R, we call it Asian era.
Okay, Asian era.
Yeah,
that's the RR.
Yeah, because the Arabs, you don't have that R.
Yes.
Indians, they have that R. Nepalis, Bengalis, Sri Lankans,
The Pakistanis.
Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, things. Philippines.
They all have this kind of R. So you call it era, Asian era.
Okay. That R is an era.
So let's try it. Let's try it.
But you have a computer before we start?
No, I don't have any computer here. But all I want you to say is that I want you to look at the camera and talk to the people outside. Say something to them, like a very nice message.
Okay, my name is Gurvinder Singh. I am from Punjab, Haryana. And I want to tell all the people that I study in a lovely professional university And I want to become a successful person in this world. That is why every day and every night I used to make myself so hard-working person to be. That is.
That's well, that is very awesome, and no, not awesome. And I really enjoy the way you use this Indian accent, even though you are better at it than me. That's great, of course. It sounds cool. Well, we're running out of time, and we just got a few questions to deal with. I don't know. Africans have problems. That's what you believe, and that's what many people believe.
Yes.
Well, this issue of African time. I know you are. I don't know. You are an ardent critic of people who just disrespect time.
Yes.
And you said that you learned about respecting time in India.
Yes.
What other problems can you pinpoint that we have here in Africa, and how is it possible for us to fix them?
Well, the biggest problem I can see we have in Africa, whether you take it as Nigeria, South Africa to Senegal, Ethiopia to Egypt, border to border, just like we lack unity. You see, we didn't believe in ourselves, and what comes from our brother is not something genuine. What comes from the outside the world is something which we love most, and keeping this in our mind will take us nowhere. We are going to fail without unity. You know, we have to stand up on top and love one another, because united we stand, we say, right? Divided we fall.
Yeah.
So that's what made Africa.
Where should the unity come from?
Unity
from the people or from the leaders?
Unity shall come from I and you.
Okay.
Starting from.
But we are united. We are friends.
That is what we are just saying now.
So
maybe when we just move out to some issues from that, we can understand that we have been divided.
Okay, if that is the case, then we have to stay away from anything controversial.
Definitely.
Just face the progress of the country.
Yeah, and things that you see, even the leaders that are talking, they are also the major problem, because politics is meant to divide and rule.
Okay.
And everybody believes that the system of politics is to divide and rule.
Okay.
I have to tell you that something can do this and that for you, and somebody can't do this and that for you. That is where the division starts. So I tell you, APC, they are our enemies. They are the people that don't want this. Like PDP are the people that disturb this country. They are the people that siphon and embezzled our money. So we have to shift to APC. You see. So now APC took over, and we were fighting our brothers who are from APC. I can remember that those moments when the people trying to vote for PDP, good luck, they will be like, our Islamic teachers will be like, don't vote for a Christian, don't vote for a Christian. In this Nigeria, this is our Nigeria, we and the Christian. It's our
so to you, it doesn't matter who is the president.
It doesn't matter, and
like it doesn't matter who is the prime minister.
And I want to call the youth to clear this thing from their mind that Christian, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba.
So what are the criteria?
It's a conspiracy.
What criteria should they look at?
The criteria should just look for a person who is going to give us a better life, a better living, to develop our country, to feed the people, to be strong, and educate them to be free. You see. So but you see, in this kind of a system, they don't even want the people to get the knowledge. You see how the knowledge had been stuck in this country. I'm not a politician, and I'm not advocating for any party, but I'm just telling the people that education is the key, because knowledge is power. And now see, the people have been stuck at home for a long time without going to school.
Do you have a political ambition?
Well, sometimes I feel yes, and sometimes when I can see the atmosphere is very, very dangerous. I just,
Don't tell me you're scared.
It's not that I'm scared. I'm just scared of the people who will be like a kind of followers. Because if you did not unite and you come up with a lot of hypocrisy at your back, some people will be there to be stabbing your back.
Two words.
We are not going anywhere.
Two things. Should parents stop sending their daughters abroad to study, given that they are left alone and they could easily get into the wrong hands and start doing some terrible stuff?
No, I didn't believe in that, because even if Nigeria is the #1 country in the education system of Africa, still we can send our children to go abroad to go and study, because they can come back with some knowledge and ideas which they are not here.
What about morality, moral destruction, moral
destruction?
Decadence?
Charity begins at home, like our parents used to say ever since when we were young. So if I'm a son of Hausa people or Igbo people or Yoruba people, you see, if I grow up in that community and I respect and value my cultures, if I go to India, if I see they value their own culture, that will make me value my own culture more. Okay. You understand? Because it's very, very foolish for me to adapt to their own culture where I know I'm from here and I'm going back to here. So, you understand? The culture is not something that I need to pick up and come back to. The things that develop their community, you understand? That are the things that I need to acquire so I can.
So, words of advice to young people studying abroad?
Well, the thing that I want to tell the people is that when you go into any environment, any atmosphere to study, the first thing when you wake up early in the morning to tell yourself is, what is the purpose I'm here? You see, because the aims and objectives are the things that will keep you protected. They will keep you on the track. But once you get down the tracks of your aim and objectives, you cannot meet your own vision.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. What can you say about this program?
This program is very, very interesting and I love it so much. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come and share my knowledge and my advices. You see, because this is the social media these days is the only place we can disseminate information, share our own knowledge to the people, to the community, to the world as well. And people will be there watching, because we cannot make it one-to-one to every person, you know, even if we take it as 1 to tell 10, tens of people.
This is a political slogan. You say, no, I will be getting
this 1 to 10 million.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
it's 1 to 10 million, then 1 to tell 10. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Ambakati. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, that's the end of the show. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the production of the program and the big boss, Zainab Abdurrahman Meagogo, I'm Umar Isa Dandago, with my guest Munir Munir saying, Pierre Melenge, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz, very bye.
Oh, mashallah. All right, goodbye and have a wonderful day ahead.